into it, girl. Hey y'all, it is Kasha, your favorite realtor here. I'm definitely wearing a full outfit. Hey y'all, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What is going on? But also just checking in. What's up? Like, what's going on? Casual, like. I can't with me sometimes. And I'm here to give y'all another video. I've been cranking them out. Steps on how to, I'm gonna give y'all tips. Why? Ooh. Sometimes I just hi y'all. It is Kasha, your favorite realtor here, and I'm gonna give y'all things to do before the house hunt. Okay? Before, sis. Yeah. Before you go outside. Before you go out into the world, especially if you're in Texas or Florida. Before you leave the house. Things to do before you start the house hunt. Okay? So hungry. Starving. But not until I give y'all this information, okay? So hungry? One of the first things you should do before you start your house hunt is to decide on your budget. And when I say decide on your budget, I mean decide on your budget, okay? You can't have an idea of what you want to spend. You need to make it real, okay? You need to decide exactly the most that you will spend. You don't have to decide on the amount that you will spend. You don't know what you're going to find out there. But you need to decide on the maximum budget, okay? You need to be clear about that, and you need to communicate that to your realtor, and don't hold anything back, because you want to be as upfront and transparent and real with yourself and your family about your maximum budget, and you want to communicate that to your realtor. And I know some people's perspective is to hold a little back. Don't tell your realtor your tip-top budget, because your realtor is going to show you something outside of your price range anyway. So if you know, all of that. We don't want to do any of that, okay? Now, that might still happen. I don't know your realtor. If it's not me, I can't speak for him or her. You know what I'm saying? People do things that I disagree with all the time. Now, your realtor might still show you properties that are outside of your budget. Okay, I know that kind of stings to fall in love with a property and then be told oh yeah, it's more than, Okay, I get it, right? But at the same time, would you rather take control back and be sure that your realtor is not going to show you a home that's outside of your price range? Or would you like to get the most home for the amount of money that you're going to spend? Which one? That's what I thought. I have literally shown homes to people within their price range. And, they're like, oh, you know what? I don't really like this. I'm not seeing anything. And then I'll ask, you know what? I just saw a property that came onto the market. It is $100 monthly outside of your price range. That's how much it will monetize to. Is that okay? Would you still like to see that property? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Okay. Now, the $100 per month, I'm doing the math on my side because I'm a thorough realtor. But your realtor might just have a property that's whatever that equates to with your interest rate and your pre-approval, which we'll talk about later. But whatever that quantifies to, your realtor isn't going to necessarily know that is within your actual budget, nor will they know how much outside your ideal range you are comfortable with going up to. They're not going to know that. And some realtors really won't show you anything that is outside of your price range, which if you're lowballing your realtor, you're missing out on the house of your dreams that you actually are willing to pay for simply because you don't want to be transparent. It's just not a good strategy for your goal, which is to get, the property of your choosing. So it's just best to really know your max price point. Of course, that's common sense to just no, but you need to get real with yourself. Like Iyanla Van Zant, real, okay, with yourself about your tip top budget. Okay, we're searching through the database by actually typing the number in. So if you say, 350,000 is our max budget, but really you'll go to 410, I might literally put exactly the number that you said. So I'm not even seeing the property that meets all of your criteria, that's just a little bit more. I might not even see that. If you tell me what your tip top range is, I might not. I might search 5 or 10,000 up. But if I don't know what your top number is, I still might miss out on the property that you would love. Okay, so don't play yourself is really what this tip should be called. Just decide on your tip top maximum budget and communicate that to your realtor. Let's get into the next step. As far as mathematically deciding on your budget, you can use any number of mortgage calculators online. And what I like to advise is unless money is no issue, if you're just, if you're not worried about your monthly expense, then, congratulations. This doesn't so much pertain to you. But if you are someone who, a family who is, really needing to stay at a certain price point for your monthly mortgage, start with your mortgage amount and work backwards. But plug that into the calculator and see where that will get you, because 9 times out of 10, you will be pre-approved and qualified for way more than you want to spend. So if you go by what you can get approved for and work backwards that way, you could put yourself into a situation where you're house poor, in which you have an expensive home that you can afford, but you can't really afford much else, right? Which is not a comfortable place to be. Just tell your realtor exactly how much, and use any calculator you need to do the math part. Okay, this was just advisement on the strategy to adapt when you're creating your max for your realtor. The next thing to do before you start your home search is very simple. Location, right? So much about home purchases are about where the home is located. So this is the fun part, right? You just determine what areas that you are willing to live in. And you want to, again, the same vein of deciding on a budget, you want to just get real with yourself, okay? Imagine the worst case scenario. And if that were to happen, how would you react? That's a good way to determine what your boundaries are, right? So imagine a neighborhood that you're like, oh, this neighborhood would be great. This neighborhood is perfect, okay? So imagine if a house was just outside that neighborhood for a great price. Would you be interested? If the answer is yes, then include that neighborhood as well on the neighborhoods that you're comfortable living with. Finding the home of your dreams can be a super stressful process, but it does not have to be, okay? If you go into it with clear objectives about what you want, what you're willing to spend, where you're willing to commute from, where you're living, where you are willing to live, it takes a lot of the stress and aggravation out of the process. So just be very clear with what areas you would actually feel comfortable living in. If you're not clear with your realtor about the location that you are interested in, you could possibly miss out on a home that would be perfect for you, okay? So I don't want that for you. I want you to find the house of your dreams, okay? That's in every situation. That's possible. The home of your dreams is out there and it's on the market. Most likely, I don't know. Who knows? The world could literally be on fire tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. But today, there are so many homes in the market. We're not at a housing crisis in my particular market for sure, in DFW in Houston. So just be very clear about where you are willing to stay and make sure you communicate that to your realtor. All right, let's go to the next step. All right, so once you have decided on your budget, you're clear on that, you've decided on the area, you're clear on that, the next thing to do is to pull your credit. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, whoa, I mean, aren't they gonna do that anyway when I go through the loan process, get the pre-approval? Yes, of course, they're gonna do that. But you don't want to happen, like I said, in these Corona times, what you don't want is to get held up in any step of the way. You want to pull your credit first so that you know what's popping, okay? You want to know what's good about your credit score before you get to the loan process. You might pull your credit and be like, you know what? It's actually not the time. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the exact vibe. Or you might pull it and feel really solid about your credit profile and getting pre-approved. That will give you confidence as you're continuing the process and looking for your home. So either way, you want to know before you're basically, sitting at the bank. Sorry, my dog's making noise. You want to know what your credit is looking like before it gets pulled, okay? You want to just check on that so that you can take care of any minor things before you get to the pre-approval process. Any discrepancies that you see, anything that you feel should have been removed already, anything that you've taken care of that is still there, anything like that, any simple things, any addresses that need to be removed, anything of that nature, go ahead and get that taken care of before you submit the application for your loan. You can get ahead of the ball, and if you have pulled it already, there might be some things that you can do while you're doing your search and doing other steps in the home buying process that could just help you a little bit more. Not necessarily things that are wrong, but just things that you can tighten up if you got the time. If you haven't submitted the application, if you have a couple more months where you're currently living, why not take any steps that you can to improve your credit before you start the loan process. The next step after you've pulled your credit is now to get pre-approved. So at this point, you've reviewed your credit, you know what's going to happen, okay? There's not going to be any surprises when you go through the approval process. All right, so it's easy. It's not stressful when you know what's on there, okay? So then you get the pre-approval, and that's very easy. Rates are very competitive, especially the way the mortgage market is working now. It's very easy for you to get a super solid rate. Even if you find a lender that you're comfortable with, once you find a realtor, which is the next step, we'll talk more about that. Once you find a realtor, the realtor can give you additional insight on picking a lender as well. And normally, a realtor will have a super solid lender that they work with. I work with one as well that has all the hookups. Do you know what I'm saying? Depending on what that realtor specialty is or what the market is, but that is an option too. But you want to start the pre-approval process before you've got a realtor. Let's go on to the next step, which is picking a realtor. Now, I have a video about that. You need to watch it after this one on how to pick a realtor, but you really want to put your mind behind that. You don't want to just arbitrarily just like pick any rando realtor. Any realtor can help you, but in order to have a super smooth, stress-free process, you really want to pick the best realtor for you, right? It's not going to be, just any generic realtor. This is someone that you're going to be dealing pretty intimately with for a couple weeks to a couple months, depending on the process for you. So this needs to be someone that you kind of have a vibe with, okay? You want to trust them. You want to depend on them. But like I said, watch my video on how to pick a realtor. Super solid information there. Spoiler alert, it's me. Okay? I'm your favorite realtor. If you are looking for sell or buy a home in DFW or Houston, look no further. Okay, I'm right here. Hi. I would love to help you. Let's get started. If you are not in those markets, I can still help you. I can't personally help you, like me, be your realtor, if you're outside of those markets, but I can connect you with a realtor from my network and get a little commish-mash, okay? So, like, hook me up, come through. If you're thinking about having me as your realtor and I'm not in your market, that's a great compromise, right? Send me your info. I'll do a little interviewing on my end. I'll hook you up with someone super solid where you are, and they'll pick up the ball where I left off. So check out my other video on how to pick a realtor, but that is the next step. Pick a realtor, and then the house search commences. Okay, that's the fun part. Once you've got your realtor, you have your pre-approval, you know what you're gonna spend, you know where you're looking, you're good to go. Okay, you're aces. And then you find the home of your dreams. I hope this video was helpful. If you have made it this far, please subscribe, please like, please comment. I don't even care what you say. I do care what you say. I do care what you say. Please be kind, okay? Be nice. If you're gonna hate, email the hate to me. My email address is listed in the comments, in the description. My email's listed in the description. Send me your hateration directly. Okay, let's address it. Okay, I will respond. Okay, or slide into those DMs. Okay, hit me right here. Hit me right here. You feel me? Videos that you would like to see, questions that you would like answered. If you have a home that you're putting on the market, girl, get in there. You should email me. Email me directly as well. Yeah. Let's email me directly instead. I cannot wait to get started with you. I hope you have some peace today. Peace.